I think that is the pinnacle of real estate, that watch.
Yeah, that's when you know you made it.
You've made it. And maybe like, look, real estate agents, either that or you're Vietnamese.
So where are we putting Rolex on the tier list?
I think it has to be, people hate me when I say it's goated, but they're the number one seller. Like, so I don't give a fuck what you say.
Yeah. Welcome back to Critical Banter, the podcast that brings the Friday drinks chat to you. This week's episode, we've got Bull Slut as per usual, and we're doing what your watch says about you. But before that, throughout the week, we've got me and Miguel, we have Ro.
G'day.
And Senny.
G'day, boys. Today we have a very, very special guest. Our guest today is a watch dealer, ex-Sparky and social media star. Please welcome the heavy himself, Cal Best.
Welcome, Cal.
Thanks for having me, boys. Don't know where you got social media star from, but I'll cop it.
I've seen the numbers, brother. They look
cop
good.
it.
Yeah,
You're a star to us, my guy.
Thank you, boys. Thank you.
Obviously, the first question we ask all our guests is, what is your rarest moment? So, Cal, please go. Or give us maybe multiple if you've got it.
I was just saying before that I've had a lot of rare moments in my life.
Perfect.
I just am that sort of bloke. But I will say this. I think it was the first time when I was on camera and I think I dropped Asian to Asian 888 Year of the Dragon deal, right? I think I dropped that all in one sentence.
What did you just say, bro?
I literally dropped it all in one sentence. I literally, to close this deal, he was an Asian bloke. He was Chinese. And I'm like, I'm just going to say some like rogue stuff. I'm going to say this is an Asian to Asian deal. Let's settle it like 8888. And it's in the Year of the Dragon, right? But none of this actually means anything to me. This has no relations to me. Right, I'm Korean, firstly. So like Year of the Dragon isn't even my year, like whatever. It's not like 888 doesn't even make sense. Like, and then obviously I'm Asian, but I actually have white parents. So I've raised by white parents, grown up in a white as family. They're from Hobart. They literally, it does not get more white than that.
They don't celebrate Year of the Dragon over in Hobart?
I mean, they're lucky to celebrate Christmas over there, man. Let alone Year of the Dragon. Yeah. So I literally, when I go out there and I say 888, Year of the Dragon, Asian to Asian, it's literally like my parents watch it and they're like, what the fuck?
Where did you learn this?
They're like, what the hell? Like, what's going on here, man? Like, you go back, you see my grandparents, they're these white old people, all my cousins, everything. Everyone's just white. So it's just pretty crazy. It's rogue.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's actually excellent.
Yeah.
Do you have any like Koreanness in you or nah?
I mean,
Apart from
I guess like all the people I associate with now are Asian, essentially. Like all my clients I draw from social media are Asian. My business partner's Asian. My sister's Asian, believe it or not. She's adopted Korean as well, though, to be fair.
Oh, okay.
Same family?
Different family.
Right.
Different family.
Interesting.
But yeah, like I guess everyone I deal with on a day-to-day basis is Asian. So I guess that's rubbed off of me
It's
a
like
little
the
bit.
osmosis. You just
But
like
to
learned
be
all these
fair,
buzzwords.
man, if you speak to me like when I was in year 12, when I was on the tools, like on the phone, people have gone like, hey, Cal, and say, hey, mate, how are you? Like let's catch up for, a pot and a Palmer or something like that. And then they're like, yeah, okay, he must be white.
True blue.
And then
Yeah, 'cause
then I
his name's
rock
Callum
up and
Best.
they walk into the wherever they are and look at all the Sparkies there, like, where's Cal? So he's the tall Asian one. And they're like just confused, like so confused. But yeah, it happens a lot.
I love it.
You are actually deceptively tall, I have to say. When
Man.
you walked up, I'm like, shit, you're taller than me.
Do I look fucking short in my videos, man? Everyone says this to me. Hey, Cal, you're so much taller in person. Like, how tall do you think I am? Is it just because I'm Asian? I'm meant to be like 5'5" or something?
Yeah,
To be fair, we went to Japan last year and everyone there was like 5'3".
True.
This guy's Korean, but
Yeah, same, isn't it?
I mean, not really, but sure.
Migs as the resident
Same.
Asian here.
I'm pretty sure it's the same thing.
Not the same.
It's close enough, isn't
I'm
it?
pretty sure it's the same.
Oh, I'll let you have it.
All right, so you said you were a Sparky. So how did you get into watches? When did that all start?
Man, I started buying G-Shock in high school.
Yeah.
So I guess that's all I could afford. They were probably, man, the G-Shock are even up in value right now. I was probably buying $80 G-Shocks back then. Maybe they're trading at like 150 now.
Oh, jeez.
Nearly
but,
2x.
Man, 2x. 2x. You should have invested in G-Shock.
Forget Bitcoin back in the day.
Fuck Bitcoin, man. Buy G-Shock back in 2017. So yeah, I was collecting G-Shock and I was like, this is pretty fun. This is what I can afford. Graduated high school, got a full-time job straight away. Didn't want to go to uni. And I bought a Tissot and a Seiko. I'm like, this is sickening. Like this is going downhill very fast. You know, I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
spending money on these random watches, right? And then a couple years later, I saved up enough money. I was working at a fish and chip shop, a pharmacy where I delivered the pharmaceuticals in particular. Yeah. And then
All right. We'll leave that there.
Yeah.
no, I was working at a legitimate pharmacy.
Sure thing,
I was
man.
working at a legitimate. I used to clean
Street
the shop.
pharmacist.
Yeah, street
I used to clean the floors at this.
Don't worry, brother. We
pharmacy.
definitely believe you. We definitely believe that story.
I was on cash. I was getting paid cash, and they used to be like, "Cal, can you deliver the pharmaceuticals to the old people in the
Yeah,
area?"
in this car park, just leave it under this tire and
You got to do it, man. You got to do what you got to do. So I was at the fish and chip shop. I was
Yep.
at the pharmacy,
Yep.
and then I was also working a full-time job as well. So I saved up a bit of money, and I was like, man, I should just buy a watch. So I bought a Tudor for like $2,500, and I came home one day, and my parents were like, "What the fuck?" They were literally like, my parents are like pretty like middle class, like nothing ridiculous. Like they've never bought a nice watch. They've never thought about that. So when I said I bought a $2,500 watch, they were like, "That's crazy." So I'm like, how do I fix this? What have I done? Have I just lost $2,500?
Because your parents would have just beat you then.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know about that. So yeah, they probably would have. I mean, people have told me. My business partner probably said they would have got the ruler out and just smacked it a few times.
a bit more than the ruler, my guy.
But yeah, I was like, how do I fix this? I probably should sell this. And I remember meeting the guy. He became a good mentor of mine. He came to my house, rocked up, got out of the car, gave me the watch. I said, "Is it real?" And he said, "Yes, it's real."
Trust
and
me,
then
bro.
He's like, yeah. He's like, "It's real." So I paid him.
Say less.
I paid him, and I'm like, fuck, this could be bad. And then I went to sell the watch, and I sold it back to the same guy. He was a reseller,
Yeah.
right? And he paid more than what he sold it to me for.
Is he out of business? That sounds like
No, he
terrible.
said he had a client on the other end. Like, so when I bought it, he sold it so cheap. He's one of these guys that sell volume, and he'll list it like wholesale pricing. I just happened to get it first,
Right.
and then I sold it back, and he sold it for more to the next guy.
In like how long? Like a year later, like 6 months, or what was the
A
time? frame?
week later, man.
Sounds like you had him already, man. If he was willing to pay more.
Bro, I was weird.
Yeah.
Like I've just got this weird ADHD shit going on, man. I was like looked at the watch for like a week max. I was like, I'm bored, man.
It's got to go.
It's got to go. Like I just kept looking at it. It's like it's got to go. So I called him. I messaged him and I'm like, hey, like, do you want it back? He's like, I'm like, what can you take it back? What do you take it back for? He's like, well, I sold it to you for like whatever, and you know I have to pay lower. I said, man, just like, come on, man. That's just like squeezing him hard. Like it's fucking breaking his balls. Straight I was breaking his balls. He paid $100 more or something. And then I was like, holy shit, can I make money on this?
Yeah.
So I just kept buying. Just like I researched the market, which a lot of these other young kids aren't doing. They're just trying to fucking resell. They think like sneakers, whatever. I started researching the market hard. And I'm like, all right, I'll buy this. And I'll like negotiate so hard, man. I was using every negotiation tactic you could even think of, man. I don't know.
Guantanamo Bay negotiation, just like waterboarding these clowns.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing, man. I was like, it's a gift for this. I don't know, man. I was using everything. And then I ended up getting these deals, and I was making like a couple $100 on a watch. And then it just kept happening. I just kept making money.
But you were still doing your full-time job, I assume.
Yeah,
and
man.
your
I was still
pharmaceuticals.
I was still at the
Pharmaceuticals,
I was
yeah.
still delivering the pharmaceuticals.
Yep.
Do you
I
have
was still
four income streams at this point?
Yeah, I had 4 income streams. It was, it was mental. Like I'd go to work, and then I was on the tools, get home from on the tools, take photo of watches, go to the fish and chip shop from like 5 to 8:30 most nights, and then I had one night that I was doing pharmaceuticals, but that's all you need, my boy.
Tricks of the trade. Absolute tricks of the trade.
You only need one night there.
What was the first watch that you bought and sold? Like, do you remember?
It was a two-tone Tudor day date
Nice.
for $2,500.
And had you researched to know that this is the one that you just pedal, or you just happened to?
Fuck no. I just looked at it. I said, it looks like a cheap watch.
Yeah.
It looks cool, brother. That's all you needed
that's
to
all
know.
you need. You just need to know if it looks cool.
Yeah.
But was there any watches in particular, like model where you're like, all right, I can just like easily keep churning it and make a profit?
Yeah, I mean, Rolex is one, but I just didn't have the money, right? Like Rolex, you're talking, you need at least probably 8 to 10 grand on some of their models just to get started. You could probably get one for $5,000, but it's probably been thrown off the back of a truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
But other than that, I was probably looking at Amiga. I mean, Amiga's super popular in Australia. brands like Tudor are super popular in Australia, and then you got like brands like Breitling, RWC, Grand Seiko. So I just literally played in that field, that 5-6K field, try and make a couple $100 here and there. And I just kept circling through those watches, and I wouldn't touch their garbage watches like from that brand. Like I'd only get their good models.
Yeah.
Like you can't buy their garbage, like, and try and resell. Even if it's cheap, you can't sell it because no one knows who you are, right?
Yeah.
Who's going to trust that tall Asian dude for selling watches on Marketplace?
The tall Asian dude who sold me pharmaceuticals last week.
Yeah.
So how did the social media start? When did you start putting it online?
Oh man. I mean, I think I coin flipped in a deal with my mates. So they do my marketing now. And they thought that was so funny. We coin flip. They're like, coin flip it, Cal, like be like Moses, Mazal and shit. Like, I'm like, bro, I'm not Jewish.
That's the problem. That's the handbrake.
I said, do you know what like Mazal is? It's not Asian, man. And it's not even for your normal Australian. Mazal is like for Jews, man. That's a Jewish thing. I literally said, like, I'm not Mazaling you. So I just started making up other words like heavy deal, let's do this, like this guy's a heavy, like just like get a deal done, all that sort of stuff. And then they thought it was hilarious. They're like, Kel, you should put this on camera. And I'm like, nah, man, this is ridiculous. I'm going to get cancelled like first day because.
Wait, so you were saying all this stuff even off camera, like heavy?
Bro,
and all that
I was doing everything.
Yeah.
I'd
Not
get
just for the
called-
cameras, brother. That's him.
So like obviously my very, it's just for me,
That makes it
man.
even funny.
Yeah, I just like
Poor
I
guy's
should
just
do it
trying to
for
buy a
myself,
Rolex
man.
and
Yeah.
you're over here calling it heavy.
Man. I'm just going about my business, man. I'm just trying to do something. Like, look,
I respect it. I respect it.
I had some corporate clients, right? There's some guys that come in suit and tie, you know, these sort of finance heavies, these sort of guys, you know, that want to be a bit more serious. You know, you tone it back a bit, but for the most part, I just liked having fun.
Yeah.
Like I guess you want to do what you enjoy, right?
Yeah.
You want to enjoy doing it, and if people aren't taking it too seriously, it's all good. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, that's what sort of started it, and then they forced me for months.
They forced you. What do you mean, bro?
They forced me to start doing content. They forced me to get on camera, man.
What, gun to your head or something?
Yeah, they literally did. They were like, fucking hell, Carl. They were like, man, you need to do this. Like, you got to do it. And I'm like, all right, fine. So, like, how do I do this? Like, what do I even do? Like, what do I even start, like, telling my clients? They're like, you just have to message them.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to be on camera? I'm like, that's sus, bro.
Yeah.
That's sus behavior, man.
Yeah, sit on this. We'll do a deal on the black couch. over here.
This is my red casting couch. Come sit here. I don't know what.
What percentage of people say yes to that then?
Oh man, at the moment, I'd say more than 50%. Like more than 50%
That's
of
actually
dudes
pretty
are
high.
Yeah, that's
sorta-
excellent. That's
are
pretty
sort of happy to be on camera now. I mean, they know what they're getting into. A lot of these guys, if they're buying a watch off me, they've probably watched the content before now, or they might have seen it. It just depends. Like there's certain situations where you can't, if it's a guy buying like a $500,000 watch, we just won't record at all or something like that. Like these sort of guys, you just don't want to expose people like that.
Yeah.
Because they're too heavy. But yeah, like that sort of stuff. But, and so I guess how it started, they forced me to be on camera, like I said. And my sister was recording. So she'd go around with like an iPhone. Like I was rocking like an iPhone 11, dude.
Yeah.
And
Old school.
everyone, I don't know whether people thought I had a whole camera crew and stuff. Like my sister works with me. So she was literally just sitting there with an iPhone like this.
Yeah,
And
just
I'd go
going
to the
from-
guy, hey, you have you on camera? He's like, oh, yeah, I guess. So I'd just like start saying shit and we'd do the deal on camera. And she'd just like go back and forth on that. And that's it. We clipped it up.
Yeah.
I'd send it to Heinz, who does all my marketing. Said, clip this up. And I think the first 2 or 3 videos did like 4 or 5K. People were like, who the hell's this idiot, man? This guy trying to be like Moses. And then I think it was like our 4th or 5th video, it just banged. Like it did like 100K on Instagram. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, maybe we can actually do something here.
Yeah.
And it just exploded after that. I think I had like the guy on the escalator like arc up to me in one video.
I remember that one.
That blew up. And then after that blew up, I think we just started rolling after that. And I was like, fuck, we just got to keep doing this. We just keep doing the deal content, pumping it out. It's good fun. Like I'm not, everything you see on there, like maybe I'll add a bit of mayo here and there, but for the most part, it's natural. Like the guy arcing me with the monster can on the thing, that actually happened.
Yeah, you didn't just plant him.
Man, I wanted to fucking hook that guy. Straight up. If the camera was there and I was still thinking about it.
But with the negotiations, right?
Yeah.
How real is that? Like, or do you determine the prices beforehand and then you do a bit of back and forth?
At the start, we had to like predetermine a lot of the deals. I think like but now it's like I'll literally not know what going in.
Yeah.
There'll be some guys that'll message, hey, Cal, like I'm really interested in it. So you know that they're interested in the watch already, right? It's just about landing on the number that we both see is okay. So that's where I'm at right now. There'll be some guys that like will just buy the watch and then they say, can I be on camera after the fact?
Right.
But unless they're going to turn it on, I just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Right. Because like it's not like I don't like to fake anything and that sort of stuff. So I can't be bothered. If it doesn't feel right or it doesn't feel good, I'm not going to do it. So I usually try and get within a certain number.
Yeah.
Or sometimes people just come in and look at watches and we'll see if they're entertaining enough to have on camera. And then we'll just get some negotiation in and see if we can get a deal done after that. And most people are pretty happy to do it. They've seen the videos.
Yeah. They know
They
what
want to
it's
be a
about.
part of it. So it's pretty good for the most part.
And then with the coin flips, they're all real as well. So
All
when
the
you go,
coin flips are real. Like some of the stuff I'll have pretty much done. Like I know I'm going to be able to sell him the watch at the like if I break his balls hard enough, I won't need to negotiate.
Yeah.
Right. But then they come in like, and I don't want to be an asshole. So I give him, and I'm a gambling man.
Talking to two big ones right there as well.
So, I mean, a coin flip does excite me.
Yeah.
but okay, so you usually give like a lower number and a higher number on the coin flips. So just
Correct.
listeners, if you haven't seen Cal's videos, someone will come in to buy a watch and you're negotiating and you're like, all right, we'll do a coin flip. If it lands on heads, we'll do like 1,000. If it lands on tails, we'll do 2,000.
Correct.
But surely even on the lower number, you're still making money, right?
I mean, I'll be honest, I'm a degenerate. So look, I could be taking an L.
Also, there are times
He's in it for the thrill of the game,
The
mate.
love of the game. That's all it's there for.
Because if he's going to win money either way, it's not a thrill, man.
That is true.
I took an L at Derrimut. I'll be honest. I actually took a $1,500 loss at Derrimut Gym. I flipped all the. This is an Asian video, man. Like we're all Asian in Derrimut Oakley. It doesn't get much more Asian than this, right? All of us Asians in the boxing ring at Derrimut Oakley, which is like super Asian gym in Melbourne.
I think it's Asian, guys. I think it's Asian.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
believe it or
Chatwood
not,
on
believe it or not,
Yeah.
there was a lot of Asians. And then we were in there, and I'm like, and he's like, let's coin. He's a crypto dude, and all these guys are crypto. They just love a gamble, right? And this is the biggest coin flip we've ever done. So I was in the watch for like 14 and a half, and I'd been sitting on it for months. So I was like, I might have to take an L on this already just to get it moving. And he goes, let's coin flip 13-17, right? And I'm in my head,
full grand swing.
yeah,
That's
in
nuts.
my head.
That's insane.
Yeah, in my head, I'm like, I'm making 2.5 or losing 1.5. I like my odds.
If you think about it that way, it's
I like my odds. So we flipped and I lost. And I called my business partner and he doesn't gamble at all.
Yeah.
He's like this small Asian man that wears turtlenecks.
Let's give him a name. What's his name?
We call him JC.
JC.
big JC.
Like Jesus Christ. Yeah, so he wears like turtlenecks. He's very well proper, small Asian man. And then I called him and I said, oh man, like I just sold the watch. Yeah, how much you sell it for? Yeah, 13. He goes, what? So I can't hear you. It's 13. I sold it for 13. And he goes, man, didn't we buy that for 14.5? And I said, yeah, we did. And then I just hung up. And he called me back. He's like, "What? Like, so what? What did you do?" I said, "It's for the content, man. Don't worry." Yeah, don't worry. It was a great video, man. It was a great video. We did really well.
Brand awareness is
We're
key.
really getting the name out. We're really getting the name out. Like we'll get a lot of other Asian crypto millionaires coming through, I'm sure. Yeah,
So does JC not care when you go around?
I think JC just cops it on the chin, man. I mean, like my job is really just to buy and sell.
Yeah.
Right. And make content. That's all I do. If you ask me to invoice you out on Zero, I actually can't do it. Like I don't know how to use Zero.
Never learned. JC's handling
JC
that
handles
business.
all it, and my sister and that sort of stuff. I will not know how. Like when people consign a watch with me, I don't know how to do the consignment form.
Yeah.
Someone else has to do it. Website updates. You ask me, to update. I won't know how to do it. I'm strictly buy and selling.
you're the face.
That's it.
All I'm hearing is if Cal has a position open, if you're not Asian, don't even bother.
That's correct.
bother.
That's correct. That's correct. Like if my dad applied, I'd have to say no.
So what's the biggest deal you've done then?
Oh, we probably like drop shipped like some Richard Milles, like stuff where you don't want to, another dealer has it, right? You don't want to outlay the money.
Yeah.
So you make sure it's all good on their end. You make sure like you do all your checks and you just broker the deal essentially.
Right.
So we've probably done that with like maybe a 250K Richard Mille or something like that. But it sounds crazy, right? But most guys in Sydney here would have handled something like that. so there's probably not a lot of Melbourne guys that are, filtering through that sort of high level stuff. But in Sydney, the Richard Mille game here, your really expensive APs, your really expensive Pateks. Yes, they are there in Melbourne, but I'd just say the level that they're at in Sydney is just so much higher. So people, man, I've seen people move $500,000 watches here.
Wow.
Like $500,000. Guys are paying $500,000.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
We don't know any heavies like that.
Yeah,
No
I don't
way.
know. They're probably in the West out here somewhere. I don't know.
Also, pharmaceutical dealers.
It must be legitimate money passing through, of course.
Cash only.
Yeah, so how's like the watch dealing game here in Sydney versus in Melbourne?
I would say that there's like, in terms of what I do, I would say that there's probably 4 or 5 times the amount of people in Sydney that deal watches than there is in Melbourne.
Right.
So I'd just say the market's so much bigger here. There's just more guys. Like obviously you walk into Sydney CBD, it's a finance hub.
Yeah.
And guys just want to buy. I don't know what it is with finance dudes. They all just want to watch. Like a lot of these guys just want to watch, man.
Because they have to get a better watch than their
Dude,
colleague.
It's like a big like dick measuring contest. Like it's like, I've got like a Tudor, or I've got a Rolex. It's like my boss has got an AP, and then it's just like keeps going up. It's like, dude. It's like, but in my department, I've got the best watch, It's like, I feel like I hear that all the time here. I don't know. It's like the guys that I made a video. It's like, I went into my cafe and the guy, the cafe owner was like, how was the end of your quarter 3? And I'm like,
Q3.
I was like, what the fuck?
Q3.
I was like, I've never heard a conversation like that. It was like in the biggest, it was like, maybe it was like Barangaroo Towers.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe that's something that I guess you'd talk about there because you're like,
it's in the water there, mate. They all talk about that.
Is it? I've never heard, how's your Q3?
You're not in the right
Anyone.
circles, brother. That's the problem. You're in the wrong tax bracket.
Yeah, valid.
It's pretty crazy.
Valid. But like, obviously we're talking heavies, right? We've used that term a lot in this pod at least, and that's like kind of your catchphrase as well.
Yeah.
How did that come about? What does it actually mean to be a heavy?
Well, it started, my mate, he literally looked at me and he goes, that guy looks like a bit of a heavy. I said, what does that mean, bro? I said, what does that mean? Like he said that to me. He fucking did this hand movement. Like he was he was like pumping the air. And I was like, what the fuck? Like he looked at this guy and I'll be honest, this guy was just like tats, like decked out. Like he was like, he's a bit of a heavy. I was like, I laughed. I'm like, that's hilarious. So I literally like in my next video, that was funny. I called like just a normal looking finance dude a heavy. Like, I don't know. I think it was the furthest thing from being a heavy. I literally like this little like finance heavy or something. I'm like, doesn't even make sense. And that's just how it stuck. But I guess that's the funny part about heavy, right? So I guess anyone can essentially be a heavy. But I guess if you want to go on a deeper term, I think
let's delve into the vernacular of it all.
Let's delve into the word heavy. The dictionary definition. No. No, I have this thing where it's like, I feel like if you set yourself a task, right? And this is a little bit more serious. You set yourself a goal. No one can take me seriously.
I'm waiting for a punchline, Cal, bro. I'll be honest with you.
You set yourself a goal.
You set yourself a goal, something that you thought that you might not have been able to do. All right. There's something you think that it's like might not be possible, but you get there and you do it and you push past it. I feel like that's being a heavy, right? That's like setting yourself as such a hard task, something that like it could be anything. You just able to get there, push through it, and then get to that next one and then keep doing that over and over again. I think that's what being a heavy is about.
What a load of bullshit.
Or you could just be in finance. I'll call you heavy anyway.
My favorite part of the heavy is just the hand.
The hands.
It's
The
like
hands.
a tick, bro. I just
don't know. Like, I don't know how that.
Funny.
I just don't know how that came about. And I just started calling everyone a heavy, like young Asian heavy. Yeah, it just landed, man. It just landed.
So good. So today you rocked up to our studio with a backpack and you told us there's some watches in there.
Yeah.
And I've seen in other videos you walk around Barangaroo, you had a massive suitcase of watches. Like, do you ever get scared walking around? And has anyone ever come up to you? Because I think you're famous now, or within the watch circles, you're famous. Has anyone ever tried to come up and, give you the business?
What about the message you sent us this morning?
Oh yeah, actually yeah. So we wake up and we see a voice message from you, and our studio is here in Kellyville, and Cal sends us a voice message. hey boys, is it safe to wear a Rolex? Like, bro, it's not a getter. Relax.
Man, I just don't know the areas. You got to be careful.
Better safe than sorry, bro.
Like in my hometown, you know where not to go, man. Sunshine, these sort of places, right? This sort of thing. Like, I don't know in Sydney. I could get jumped.
Nah,
I could go out west and get jumped.
Middle class white people here, bro. You're safe.
I think yes. At the start, I was like, nah. No one knows who I am. And then the content started picking up. I'm like, fuck, I could get rolled. So like I could get rolled. So now I do all my deals out of like a secure location, like in the city. Like I do all my deals out of there. I will go and be a bit rogue sometimes and like go do a deal at Barangaroo or like go into the suburb only for a client that I know 100%.
Yeah.
And I actually like, depending on where I am, like depending on what my day's like, if I'm going suburb to suburb, I travel with security.
What do you mean?
Barack Obama or something. He's got armed security guards. No, little Asian. He's Asian on payroll.
Asians only, brother. Come on.
That's
JC.
Muay Thai. Little Asian Muay Thai fighters. If you have 3 of those, it equals 1 Maori, dude. One big Maori.
So you actually have security with you?
Not all the time.
Yeah.
But not in Melbourne, right?
Yeah.
Not in Melbourne. But I'm not carrying a backpack full of watches in Melbourne.
True.
Where you get a watch out of the safe, that's the watch that you're doing a deal on.
Yeah.
You get a watch to show some people in the office. You're in the office with security cameras.
True.
It's the same as being here, right? I leave all my watches in the safe here in their office, secure.
And where is the location of your office?
And what's the combination?
Yeah, and then we roll out to the suburbs as well. But I'm going with. It depends where I'm going. I told you I did a deal in Greenacre one time. I'll never do it again. I did a deal in Greenacre.
What's wrong with Greenacre? It's a wonderful place.
Man, I don't know if you live in Greenacre. Look, I'm sure there's good parts of every suburb. But I'm not going back.
What happened?
Let's put it up. I'm just not going back, man. I went to the Gloria Jeans and the guy was like a good client of mine. He's like, don't worry, I know the owner. I rock up, man, in the car park and he goes, hey, man, you know this BP down the road? Like, Cal, like you shouldn't do this. See, this is what I said to you. Cal, you shouldn't deal in Greenacre, man. And I said, well, you told me to come. And he goes, this service station has been shot up like 3 times just down the road from Gloria Jeans. I'm like, well, that makes me feel so much better about doing a watch deal here. So Greenacre I won't be going back to. I've done deals at Parramatta, this sort of stuff, but I will go, like I'll only carry that watch.
Yeah.
Right. Barangaroo, I'm happy to carry more watches if I have security, that sort of stuff. But like if I'm going out to Parramatta and I'm catching the train, I'm bringing that watch only. I'm not bringing my whole suitcase full of watches.
Have you been rolled before?
No, not like someone's tried to bash me and roll me, but I've had a few stories where I've gone, like it's gone close to like someone scamming me. I remember early days, I rocked up. I was in my Sparky outfit, like just come from work. I head down the coast. Like I'd driven like 40 minutes to see these 2 dudes. I don't know who they were. There was like one big dude and one smaller dude, right? and like the smaller dude was like talkative as. Like I was doing a deal for a Seamaster, Amiga Seamaster, and I had like a Tudor and we were trying to do a straight swap.
Yeah.
Right. And this is like the most illegit thing. We're out the front of a restaurant, 9 p.m.
Yeah,
I was in tradie clothes. I rock up, it's like big dude, small dude. And he goes, the small dude's like talking heaps of mad shit. Like he just talks, just rambling on. I'm like, can you just stop talking? Can you just stop? Like, I don't care how beautiful you think the watch is. And like, he's like, oh, it's a beautiful watch, man. This and this. I don't care. Man, I just show me the watch. Anyway, I look at his watch. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, this thing looks fucked up. Like,
Was his the Tudor or the Seamaster?
He had the Seamaster. And I was looking at this thing. I'm like, man, is this okay? Like, and it was dark. So I'm out the front of this restaurant with a light like that. Probably the ones that they use to stop people from injecting out the front of the shops.
Yep, gotcha.
Yeah. And I'm like looking and it just doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. Nothing feels good. And the big guy's standing there, right? And he's just tapping his leg on the ground like this. He's just looking down. And he's just tapping his leg. And I'm like, I literally look at the guy. I'm like, is this guy okay? Like, I'm not fucking here to do like, I don't know what's going on here. But I don't know, like, why is he not speaking? I literally said, like,
fucking Hodor from.
Like, why is he looking down like this and just tapping his leg? Like, it's making me uncomfortable. Yeah. And he's like, this guy was just like a talker. He's like, nah, man, he's just a good mate of mine. Don't worry. He just spoke really fast. Just everything was putting me off about these guys.
Yeah, fair.
I said, I don't want to do the deal. And he said, come on, brother. Like, do the deal. Like, it's a good deal for you, my brother. Like, I'm like, I don't care what you think it is. I don't care if you think it's a good deal. I don't feel good about this deal.
Yeah.
And he gives it to his mate, the big dude like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he looks at it, and this is the only thing he said the whole time. Yeah, looks good to me, brother. And I'm like,
Shock.
I'm like, thank you. I feel so much more comfortable that you think that. That you think that. And he I don't know what's going on now. I'm not doing the deal. I take my watch back. He's like, nah, brother, come on, man, do the deal. And the big guy's still shaking his leg. And I'm like, fuck, am I gonna have to pull out my screwdriver and shake this guy? Like, am I gonna have to shake this guy? Like, in the middle, out the front of this Oakley restaurant at 9 p.m. at night. Like, and I'm not thinking that, man. Like, I've got my pliers in my pocket, everything. I'm like a 2-on-1. Like, he's a big boy. Like, I don't know. We'll have a crack there if it happens. It'll be a good story. It'll be a good story. And then, like, we de-escalated the situation and we went off. And it turned out the watch was fake. His watch was fake in the end.
Shock horror.
Yeah. And that was probably the closest I've been to, but like where it could have got robbed.
Wrong.
Everything else is just like someone tried to scam me on a credit card, or someone tried to scam me, pay ID scam, marketplace. I sent the transaction, and then it's like, oh, they've reversed it, or they didn't actually send the fucking marketplace scammers, man.
How do you tell though that the watch is fake? Like, do you have a good eye for that now?
I mean, it's really tough now. Like, some of the fakes are really good, man. Like, I'll be honest, like if I'm on the piss on a night out and you go, Cal, look how heavy my roller is, I'll probably look at it and be like, yeah, that's sick, man. That's, you know what I mean? I got no idea. Like, most of the time with the really good fakes, you have to actually open them up.
Oh, really?
You have to send it to, I've got a watchmaker in Melbourne and a watchmaker in Sydney. I send all my watches to them for them to actually physically open the case back and have a look and make sure the watch is real.
You don't trust box and papers?
I do trust box and papers if I know where it's coming from.
Right.
Like, if I know the guy that's bought it, I know the guy that's selling it, maybe he has the receipt, I will trust the box and papers. But man, you can literally, people are faking box and papers all the time. There's a story like Michael Lerola just put it on his Instagram story, who's the biggest watchmaker in Sydney, a fake Bruce Wayne, which is one of the newest model Rolexes to hit the market. They've only been out for a year or so. And it had a fake warranty card, fake box and papers.
Oh, I didn't realize you could fake all that.
Yeah. Actually, that might be the easiest part to fake.
You reckon?
Yeah, just the documents. That's fine.
But like, isn't the reference number unique? Like,
no, so the serial, but they do what Rolex do is a scrambled serial. So it's a serial that it just never matches up. It could be like F85643. It's never like the same. There's no reoccurring numbers or anything like that. So you could just could make it up. If you etch it into the watch and then etch it into the thing, there's some good fakes. There's definitely some
from
good
Alibaba and stuff, or where do you get these fakes?
Alibaba, I mean, I prefer Bali Rolexes in particular.
Sorry?
Yeah, the ones you get from the markets in Bali.
No.
Yeah.
But in Bali, they do like genuine fakes. There's like the fakes in the market, and then there's like the genuine, you're paying like $300, $400 for a watch that looks like a genuine, I don't know, maker or something.
I don't know what you're looking at, but it's not looking genuine, bro. It's definitely fucking spelt funny. They probably spell
Rolex.
Rolex. Yeah.
Rolex is 2 X's.
But they are in like out of China, you can get like almost like they call them super clones, where they literally, it's almost 1-to-1 other than the movement. Like, there'll be some, like, you have to look under a loop to tell, like, if the font is off the slightest bit. So to the untrained eye, you won't know.
Yeah, you're getting done.
Yeah. So we don't deal, but just to make that clear, we don't deal on that.
No, of course.
But if you are looking for it, head to
So I've seen on your Instagram, you've done deals with like AFL players, NRL players. Who's probably like the most famous person you've done a deal with?
Oh, man. I mean, everyone tells me it's Spencer Lenu. Sorry, Spence. I don't know how to say
Call him
that.
Spence.
Yeah, probably Spence. I mean, everyone keeps telling me Spence is a big dog.
You're a Melbourne guy, so you have no idea.
I mean, I got close to doing a deal with Jerome Luai.
Oh.
Yeah, Jerome messaged me. You end up going to Jules the Jeweler. Jerome still messages me now and then. Jerome, hurry up and buy a watch. But I have had a lot of guys DM me, like, but they're guys that are probably just, like, I've done deals with a few guys, but they just won't be on camera, like, because they probably get allocations from Rolex. And if you get caught selling after you buy from Rolex, you get banned.
Really?
So on camera, I've had a few, like, decent guys. I get a lot of guys message me that you'd be like, fuck, that's crazy. But they just don't, like, I just can't talk about them. They're way too heavy, man.
Tell us off air then.
They're way too heavy. Yeah, I'll tell you off air.
And then final question, what's the most heaviest watch you own right now?
Oh, man. I mean, I've got a Lunger coming from overseas. It's reasonably expensive. A few $1,000s, yeah. It's not bad. But as in like what I've got right now, I don't own Rolex actually. I actually don't like. This is just stock. I want to sell it, so I'm putting it on your podcast. I thought you know.
So if you want to buy,
this watch,
I'm trying to sell it off my wrist right now.
What's the watch? Give us the pitch.
I'm using Critical Banter for clout.
First person to ever do that. And I don't know how that's going to go, brother.
Good luck with that. Yeah, you're not leaving the house with that watch on, by the way. We're going to take it off.
This is all a ruse. The cameras aren't actually on.
Me and my business partners, we wear each other's watches. Like JC, like they're very flashy, like proper Chinese flashy. Like JC's Hong Kong. Alex, my other business is Shanghai.
Yeah.
So Alex is actually an 18-year-old crypto billionaire, my youngest business partner. So right now, he is wearing a VC overseas perpetual calendar in rose gold, which probably trades for about $115,000.
Right.
Yeah. So that's my
at 18.
That's my youngest business partner. My other business partner, JC, is wearing a AP Royal Nick Faldo, which is he's a golfer. Who the fuck? I don't know. Who watches golf back in the 90s, 80s, all that sort of stuff.
How much does that one go for?
It's probably a $60,000 watch. So those guys like to splurge. I just wear stuff for content, and then I just wear some of my earliest watches, man. Like some of my Tag Heuers. I got a Grand Seiko, some of that sort of stuff. I still got my first Tissot. Still got my earliest Seikos, all that sort of stuff. So I still wear all that. But to be honest, we have so much stock rolling through that if I ever get bored, I just chuck a watch on my wrist, like from the stock.
Yeah.
I just have a look and I'll be like, hey, can I sell this off my wrist today or something like that? I'll wear it, and if I can sell it as well, that's great. And I'll just rotate through because I get bored so easily, man.
Yeah.
Unless you have like a sentimental attachment, which some people do to their watches, then it's hard to hold on to them, right? If it's just monetary, all I see is just the dollar values. So I have to keep my personal watches separate and give them a meaning, opposed to having like, otherwise if it's just money, you just keep flipping them because that's what I do.
What about the Apple Watch? Listeners, Cal literally has
outrageous.
An Apple Watch on his left wrist and a Rolex on his right. I've never seen this. This is rare behavior.
I mean, that could be one of the rarest things I've done as well. Look, so I'll tell you how this happened. My gym trainer, the Quad Father is his name.
Yeah.
Jacked Asian dude.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's Asian, boys. I'll be honest.
I sold him his root beer, and it took him ages to buy it. To be fair, it took him ages. He finally got it, and he said it's now he wears it every day to the gym. It's crazy. Works out and it does everything in it. And he goes, Cal, is it crazy that I could wear an Apple? Like, he's like, I still want to get my steps in, all this stuff. Like, I monitor my all this stuff, get my messages. Is it okay to wear an Apple Watch and a Rolex at the same time? I said, yeah, man. Yeah. 100% it is. Like, I've seen heaps of people doing it, mate. I hadn't seen anyone do it. Sorry, Brendan, if you're watching this, I had not seen anyone do it, right? I didn't know that was the thing. And I've convinced him. So now he's to the gym, he wears his Apple Watch and then he's like, Cal, why don't you wear your Apple Watch at the same time as yours? I full exposed myself because I wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
And I told him that everyone does it.
Yeah.
And I'm the watch guy not doing it. So I said, fuck, I've got to start doing it.
You got to start doing it.
I've got to start doing it. So ever since then, I started wearing my Apple Watch and whatever other watch, because it'd be rogue to be the watch guy and the guy selling watches and not and only wear an Apple Watch. So yeah, I'm back to where I'm double wristing consistently now. I'll go out for dinner. I'll do everything and I'll double wrist. I'm dead serious. Unless I'm going to Green Acre or something.
Then you're zero fisted, man. Zero wrist.
Zero fisting, zero wristing. I don't know what this guy's doing.
I'm doing zero fisting as well, mate. Just to be clear.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Cal, last question from me. Do you have a holy grail watch though? Do you have a watch that you've always wanted to own / get on your wrist?
Yeah, I do. Look, it changes every year. I mean, I would love to have like an AP full ceramic, like open work sort of skeletonized watch from them, which is super, but like we're talking like big dollars, right? If you're looking at a skeleton ceramic, you're talking like AUD, probably 500,000 plus. I'm not there yet, boys. Don't worry. But there are a few other, like I do want a vintage Hoya Carrera. I'm not into my motorsport that much, but I think what Hoya did for the industry back then was really great. And they like some of their models back. The Tag Hoya now is garbage. I'll be honest. They do some shit stuff. So I like their older stuff. But that's still expensive and really hard to find. Yeah. So if I could get one of those. The other one is the one that I'm picking up this year. I've had that on my list for 5 years now.
What's that one?
The A. Lang & Son Odysseus. It's a steel sports watch from Langer, which they haven't done before. And I like ever since I started buying and selling watches, like 4 or 5 years ago, I saw this watch and I thought it was just so weird and different because Langer aren't known for that. They do a lot of dress watches. I'm like, I want that. And that was like 4 or 5 years ago. And man, I was a first year Sparky at the time, working 3 jobs. First year Sparkies make fucking like $15 an hour.
Yeah.
$15 an hour. And then I was working at the fish and chip shop for like even less probably cash. Yeah. No, I worked my way up.
Okay.
I went from like serving to like frying. So I got
wow.
I was $3 more an hour.
Beautiful.
And then obviously I was dealing the pharmaceuticals as well.
But only once a week, of course.
Only once a week. But yeah, between those 3 things, like you can't imagine ever owning that watch. So you think it's unrealistic to even think that, right?
Yeah.
But then I'm like, fuck, I'm just like a ADHD hustler sort of thing. So I'm going to hustle my way to that point.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I'm ready for that. And then it's like the next thing, whatever after that, hopefully I just keep doing what I do and then grow from there and see what the next thing is sort of thing. Hopefully.
Guys, that's why you put the definition of heavy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, unrealistic goal reached.
Reach it. Yeah, if you could reach an unrealistic goal, dude, it does a lot for your mind. Like as much as I take the piss, I know I take the piss a lot. But if you can do something that you thought was so unrealistic and get there, then there's not many other things that you can't do.
Yeah.
I think at least.
I love it.
Bars.
All right, we'll leave it there, Cal. Thank you very much. Let's jump into the game.
No worries.
Alrighty. Obviously, we've got a guest. Guest game is always Bull Slut. We have the leaderboard. We had winner last week or the week before, got 3, and Ox a couple of weeks ago also got 3. So, Cal, we're going to play 5 rounds. First round, you're up against Miguel, and your category is types of sandwiches. So, how many types of sandwiches can you name in 30 seconds?
What the fuck?
I saw the look of concern on your face.
Types of sandwiches.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means, bro.
Just name sandwiches, brother. It's not that hard.
Like, can I?
Yeah, give us an example.
Like egg and bacon.
Bang.
Yeah, that'll be one. That'll be one. Yeah. So how many can you name? How many of those types can you name in 30 seconds?
You got egg and bacon, and then you got bacon and egg as a second one, potentially.
Like I can name at least 10, yeah. I can name at least 10 different sandwiches.
11.
We'll just keep going back and forth here.
You can call him out if you want right now.
If you think he's lying, call him out. Say Bull Slut and you can call him out. If you think he can't name 11.
I think he can't name it.
Well, then you got to go higher then.
Well, I'm going to name 12 sandwiches.
Bullslut then. I want to see you name the 12 sandwiches, my brother.
All right. So, Cal, you'll have 30 seconds to name 12 different types of sandwiches.
I want some decent moderation here as well.
Yeah,
from you,
decent
Ro.
moderation.
Your time starts now.
Egg and bacon, ham and cheese.
Right.
Yes.
Cheese only.
Yep.
Yes.
Vegemite.
Yep.
Turkey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Meatball.
Yep.
6.
What else have I got,
6
man?
more to go.
Egg only.
Yeah.
Yep. 15 seconds.
Vegetarian sandwich.
Sure. 8.
Chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Chicken and cheese.
Yep. 10, you got 5 seconds.
2 more.
Chicken and mayo.
Yep.
Yeah.
One more.
Man.
You didn't want to throw in a mayo only.
Yeah. No, I started just throwing out like, imagine mayo only. That'd take
I'm sure there's a sicko out there eating mayo only sandwiches,
man,
brother.
I've cracked under the pressure. I thought I had
see
it.
how the game works. So that's 1 point to us. Next round, you're up against Ro this time. And this time, easier one. Car brands. How many car brands can you name in 30 seconds?
Are you a car guy, Cal?
I'm not really a car guy, but
Neither am I.
I think we could still name.
You both drive, though, so you can see cars on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both have eyes. I'll go 12.
12?
Yeah, 12.
Don't look for me now, bro.
Fuck. I mean, like, I feel like I should know 12.
But can you name it in 30 seconds? That's the challenge.
Yeah, can I name it? Well, I just did sandwiches.
Mm.
Can I do 13?
I think you can.
13. I think I could do 13. You could do 14.
I think I do 15, dare I suggest.
15, 1 every 2 seconds. Does that mean I could do 16?
He's Asian, he can do maths.
If you want some advice, I'd call it here, bro, and call him out.
No, like
Bull Slut. Take it.
15?
Yeah.
All right, 15 car brands in 30 seconds, Ro. Your time starts now.
All right. Mazda, Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, Suzuki, Mitsubishi. Where have we gone? Ford, Ferrari, Holden,
9,
Porsche,
10,
Jaguar.
11,
All right. Now we're going to Lamborghinis, Mercedes.
13, 15 seconds. Or 13.
Where have I gone with
Two more.
Like Volkswagen and then Renault.
Done.
Fucking
Let's
smashed
go.
it.
Bro, I
Smashed it.
I didn't think you had
You
it.
threw me under the bus.
I didn't think you had it, bro. I'll be honest with you.
That was
You did him a
impressive.
bit dirty there.
That
On
was
me, on
impressive.
me.
That was
Alright.
impressive.
That's a
One
lock
all.
in there. No, it's 2-0.
2-0.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
2-0.
shit.
2-0.
Sorry, it's 2-0.
Mate, we're going to whitewash Cal.
Alright.
This could be our first win of
No, I
2025.
need to recover.
All right, third round, you're back up against Miguel.
Sure.
This one, your category is athletes. So sports people or athletes. How many can you name? Past and present, can you name in 30 seconds?
There's got to be a high number here, surely. This is like a...
Like, and it can
Who do
be
you
any
support?
athlete.
Any athlete. Who do you support in the AFL?
Carlton. I could probably
You can name
name
the whole Carlton team
I
if you
probably
want.
could name the whole Carlton team.
There you
All
go.
right, how many can you name in
Alright.
30 seconds?
All right.
Like, oh man. But then I could just, if I start forgetting, I could just like,
Switch sport.
I could switch sport.
Mm.
Yeah, you can name whatever sport you want.
I could do 20.
That's pretty high. Miner's got the whole Man United like roster
Yeah.
in his head.
He's wearing a Man United shirt right now.
22.
Here we go.
22.
I don't know how many AFL players are in one squad,
Neither
so
do I.
that's a problem.
I think is there 18 on a field plus 4 subs, 5 subs, something like that?
22. We got.
But he probably knows the Carlton legends and all
Yeah.
that, bro. He's-
Probably knows the youth players.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The young
man.
You
boys,
just start,
you sickos.
at that point, you just start like saying fucking any player.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
But within 30 seconds.
22.
What's the record here? The record's like 26. So we're
26.
honestly, we're getting close to all-time highs. Because even if you can name them, you can't
22.
name them
But
fast
any athlete, that's
The
broad.
Bull slut. 22.
22.
enough. Okay.
I reckon he can do it. So I'll double think that. If you can name 23, I would encourage you to name 23.
23. Can
Bull
you-
Slut. I could do 22, respectfully.
He could easily
Yeah.
do 22. I promise you that.
I'm a
So it's
neek.
gun.
He's a
It's
nerd.
gun.
He's a nerd.
All right.
23 athletes in 30 seconds, Cal.
Past
Lock
and
in.
present as well. Any
Past and
sport,
present.
male, female, whatever you'd like.
Whatever tickles your fancy. 30 seconds. Your time starts now.
Kathy Freeman, Charlie Curnow, Jack Silvani, Mark Murphy, Bryce Gibbs, Chris Judd, LeBron James, Steph Curry, James Harden, Kevin Durant,
10.
Josh Giddey. Now we switch sports. Leo Messi,
Yep.
Cristiano Ronaldo, Roger Federer,
Yep.
Rafael Nadal, Zach Williams,
16,
Nick Revolt, Jack Revolt,
18.
Jack
That's
Silvani.
time. Oh, what was that?
19.
19.
This guy was on a roll.
Man, that's fucking hard.
When you
But
jump
maybe-
sports, it cooks
Yeah.
your brain.
Yeah, because I was like, hey, do I go up in numbers? And then I was like, fuck.
Oh, you were going to go from jersey numbers.
I was going to go
onwards.
jersey number upwards.
Bro, that's crazy.
I'm that nerdy.
And low key, you could have said any name and we'd be like, yeah, they're an AFL
You
player.
could've said
We
any AFL.
have
You
no
started
clue.
making-
I started with Kathy Freeman.
Kathy Freeman was crazy.
That's
You like that?
respect. I
Kathy
respect that
Freeman,
one.
that was crazy.
It's for the
I think
culture.
that threw me off myself.
That threw us off as
I
well.
was like, fuck, Kathy Freeman, yeah.
I thought you might say, I don't know, Adam Goods or some
Goods,
shit.
yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
That's
we're
mental.
talking
We
about
went through the
Admiral-
Revolt family.
Yeah.
A couple more.
Fuck.
All right. It's 3-0 our
I'm
way.
getting
Alright.
smoked.
You are getting smoked. There's 2 more rounds left. Back against Ro, and your category is languages. How many languages can you name in 30 seconds?
Bro.
You know,
This is
the,
like-
you know the Asian ones, surely, Cal. That's all you deal in.
Yeah, I could.
This is like 7 for me, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I could name 8 languages.
All right. I think I can go 9 languages potentially.
I'm pretty white, man.
That's one language.
How many Indian languages do you know?
None. No, I'll let you hit 9.
All right. All right. 9 languages.
9 languages, Ro, in 30 seconds.
Here we
Your
go.
time starts now.
English, Spanish, French, German, Korean, Mandarin, Cantonese, Hindi, and Telugu.
Done.
How many of those would you have gotten?
Oh, I would have got English, Mandarin, Italian, Cantonese,
Korean.
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 Maybe Greek. Maybe I could have done it. Fuck me. Nah, Red Bull. I need a Red Bull.
Red Bull break. All right. 4-0. Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
This is never before seen footage.
Bro, I'm getting smoked. I'm fucking sweating. I'm getting smoked, bro. Fuck. Getting smoked.
All right. I think we need to get you on the board here, Cal.
Here we go.
I know what's coming up.
How many watch brands can you name in 30 seconds?
2.
I could at least name 15
All
easily.
right.
Well, then Bullslut.
No.
I need a few more.
Can you do 15?
No way can I do 15, bro. I don't even have a watch on.
Cal, can you do 20, you reckon?
Yeah, Cal, you got 2 on your wrist. 3, 4.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably.
No, we'll go 15.
Yeah.
But I just want to see him flex.
Yeah, keep going. So name the 15 and then just keep going.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So 15 watch brands in 30 seconds. Your time starts now.
Apple Watch, Garmin, Rolex, AP, Patek, Omega, Breguet, Bremont, Breitling, IWC.
10.
Then you've got brands like, oh man, I'm just cracking under the pressure here, man. You've got brands like Tudor, Seiko, Tissot, Maserati.
14.
You've got Mido.
15. Bang.
You've got Richard Mille. You've got
Time.
All right. 16. Not bad.
Never heard of.
Man, off the top of my head, you just have to start thinking.
Yeah,
It's like, what do I sell?
Yeah.
What do I sell?
Hey, you got a Bulgari in the back pocket there.
Yeah, you just start. Yeah,
Chuck
man,
on
just
some
fucking,
the crappy designer watches, Louis
man,
Vuittons.
Literally.
Yeah, anyone makes a watch these days.
Yeah, that is true.
Literally, they
Fossils,
do.
the fossils of the world.
Fossil
My
watches are the
first
best.
watch.
All right. Well, Cal, you got 1.
I fucking suck, man.
That's all right. You're on the leaderboard. That's all that matters.
Yes.
In third place, actually.
In
Yes,
third.
yes.
So there we go.
Pole-
Third place. Pole
Podium,
position.
podium.
Exactly.
Podium. I'm podium.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Alrighty. Final segment for today is actually going to be a tier list, not what your watch says about you. Actually,
Nah, a bit of both.
There's a bit of both. Obviously, the tiers that we use, the top tier is GOAT, the second top tier is good, the middle tier is serviceable, we've got last resort and trash. So we've got about 8 to 10 watches here. Cal, you are the Cal expert. Sorry, you are the watch expert.
I hope he's also a
I'm an expert on myself.
So we're going to go through them and you're going to tell us, we'll talk about what these watches, like the people that wear these watches, how they are, and then we'll try and chuck them onto the tier list. We'll start with obviously the most famous one, Rolexes. So Rolex watches, what are these people often like?
Man, Rolex Datejust 41 in blue in particular.
In particular.
You know those like finance starter kits where there's like you got the full navy suit, maybe you even have the navy vest, the navy
3-piece type.
Yeah, the RM Williams.
RM Williams
has to be.
right? You're wearing a Rolex Datejust 41 in blue. That's a definite. That's 100% definite.
Which bracelet?
You're wearing a Jubilee bracelet. You're wearing a fluted Jubilee Rolex Datejust 41. I can't believe how many I've sold to those men.
It's funny because literally I work in finance and one of my good mates has that exact
watch.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he likes to flex it as well, man.
To be fair, it's a nice watch. If
It
you
is
set
a
it
nice
up,
watch.
It's pretty nice.
It is nice. It is nice. But, bro, finance guys love to talk about it, man. Look at my Datejust 41. Like, bro, chill, yeah?
They're like waving like this.
Yeah.
to you,
It's like it's literally like that. They take their phone calls like this, bro.
What's the starting range like for price for those ones?
For a fluted Jubilee, you're probably looking at, in blue in particular, you won't touch one under 18,000.
Jesus. So this is like your low-level finance heavies then.
No, 18's a bit. That's pricey, no?
Yeah, I mean, it's getting up like for Datejust. Look, you can spend on that watch, you can spend up to 25K if it's brand new 2025. So if you've got one brand new, someone's dropped 25 G's on that.
How much do you sell? How many of those do you sell probably in a month, you reckon?
Oh, dude, I sell at least, like I get Datejust 41 in general in fluted Jubilee. I sell like 5 to 10 a month.
Yeah, they just
Like
go
it's one of
on
my
rotation.
best selling
And
watches.
is it only to finance heavies?
Only to finance heavies.
Dude, to be honest, like Rolex, I feel like there's 2 types of people, right? There's like the people who appreciate watches, know the history, love the brand and what it stands for. And then you have like
The full homos.
Yeah. Like they and then you have like your rappers and stuff like that. But I feel like you can only tell which type of Rolex owner the person is based on like the clothes they wear. If they're flashing your Balenciagas, your Louis Vuittons, and they got a Rolex watch on, they're just flashy. But I feel like the understated, I don't know. The
board shorts, it's like the board shorts, t-shirt and thongs, dude.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
That's the real heavy.
That's the real heavy right there, man.
Well, Billabong board shorts and then a rollie.
Yeah. Billabong boy. Yeah.
Do they try and negotiate the price, or are they just whatever you say they're paying?
Finance guys are literally ball breakers. I don't know why. Like, you think like they're churning numbers all day, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they're bored. They're like, I get to do some real life churning and real life negotiation with these numbers.
Everything has to be a deal with these guys.
Yeah, it's
bro.
like, what deal? Like negative gearing, what's all that shit?
And he's just franking credits on this Rolex, brother.
Fucking the percentage, 2.5%. If I get 2.5% back on this watch as an investment, Cal, can I get 2.5%? If I invest in this Rolex in 2025, Cal, will I get 2.5% returns in 2026? Will it hold its value? Cal, you believe it or not, I'm in finance, so I just really like to know.
Yeah.
Can you please answer this question for me?
Beautiful.
That's definitely your finance guy.
I love
Cal, can I retain value? Will it lose value, Cal?
Number one question.
Man, oh my God. Yeah, okay. Yeah, whatever you need, bro. Whatever you need. Do you need it to retain value? Yes, I do. Yes, it does. If that's what you need. If that's what you need. Yeah, but fluted Jubilee, man, I'll be honest, the Rolex in that particular model for finance guys, yes.
Just quickly, what about the other one, like the GMTs? Is there specific
subs?
Yeah.
Subs?
So, all right, these are probably the most annoying guys to deal with.
Yeah.
They're your real estate agents, right? And I have sold that many Rolex bluesy Submariners. So this is the one where it's got two-tone. So it's like this, but it's blue dial. Man, I can't remember. I can't name how many like real estate agents have come and be like, Cal, I just need a little bit of flair. You know? I just need a little bit something extra, Cal. You know, these GMTs and black subs and date just don't do it for me. You know, they just don't do it. I just need a little bit more. You know, so I'm like, all right, I got this. Whoa, that's the one, man. That's sunburst blue dial. You know, that with my AMG C63. When I do open homes, they'll take me really serious. I think that is the pinnacle of real estate, that watch.
Yeah, that's when you know you made it.
You've made it. And maybe like, look, real estate agents, either that or you're Vietnamese.
Shout out.
Are you Viet?
No, I'm not Vietnamese, but shout out the Vietnamese community.
I thought he was shouting at himself. I thought he was like, he's Viet. He's like, shout out. Like, I thought he was like, my G's. Like, this. Yeah. Like,
every Asian community, brother, I'll shout them out.
I'll be honest, Viets love gold. I don't know why. Between them, gold watches, like them and Chinese. Like, Chinese are full gold, though.
Oh, like
full gold.
Yeah.
Full gold day dates, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Viets, they're like two-tone.
The two-tone.
Yeah, they love a two-tone. They love it. Man.
Actually, that is such a...
It's true.
No, I mean, sorry, the Chinese,
date
the day dates, the full gold.
Full gold.
Dude, I went to Singapore once and I swear I saw 3 or 4 old Chinese uncles with those beautiful, like, full gold.
Bro, if I went to, like, Springvale here, like in Melbourne, if I went to Melbourne, Springvale, I reckon you'd see, like, the chopping the barn knees and shit. They're full like chopping their barn knees, like making swear my life. I'm talking through experience. This is not racist if it's true.
I never said it was, brother.
It's not racist if it's true. My mate owns a barn mee, so he's chopping it. Him and his mum.
Yeah.
They're Viet. They're chopping this barn mee, throwing a thing. He's wearing a root beer GMT, and she's wearing a two-tone date just. The Viets love two-tone.
How many banh mis are they selling? That's insane.
Man, they're selling a lot, trust me.
Yeah.
They're selling a lot. They sell a lot of banh mis. And then you go Springvale, man, all the Asian Viet uncles, they're all wearing like two-tone Daytonas, that sort of stuff. The ladies are wearing two-tone Daytonas. Man, I'm telling you, Rolex two-tone, it's a Viet watch.
Yeah.
It's a Viet watch. And then other than that, you've got obviously your bluesy for your real estate agents. Yeah.
And then what about all the, like the Sky Dwellers, Yacht Masters, all of them? Nah. There's no stereotypes with those ones.
I mean, it's really hard to stereotype a Sky Dweller, right? You're probably an investment banker. Like investment bankers, they like to go a little bit more flashy. They like to be like a little bit more prestigious. Maybe they wear like a Sky Dweller. You could probably be in real estate as well, but investment bankers, bro, they're wankers.
Yeah.
Are you an investment banker?
No, I'm not an investment banker.
Investment bankers, they just love to show it off. They don't care. They love showing their Rolex off. It's like, how do I get the biggest, loudest Rolex? So it could be a big Sky Dweller. Like, man, they will do it. They'll do it 100%.
Yeah.
Like, or if you're Lebo, you just get a full gold Sky Dweller. Lemons love the full gold sky doors.
And the final one, the Daytona. We were in Melbourne last week, and we went down
to the Crown,
and you were playing blackjack at the Crown, and literally the guy next to you had I think it was a Panda Daytona.
Yeah, Panda Daytona, beautiful.
Obviously, I don't know if it was real or not, but it looked nice.
Dude, I feel like there's no specific person that you can name that wears a Panda Daytona because it is the most hyped Daytona on the market. So like I'll get like some guy that owns his own business, but then I'll get some guy that really like just wears it just because they like it. And then you got guys like I know real estate agents, I know tech guys, like lawyers, they all wear the Panda Daytona, the black, like those Daytonas in particular. Yeah, it's pretty crazy across the board.
So where are you putting Rolex on the tier list?
I think it has to be, people hate me when I say it's goated, but they're the number one seller. Like, so I don't give a fuck what you say.
Yeah.
Like whether or not you like it or not, like literally they're probably one of the only brands that most of their models go above retail. So how can it be a non-goated? You can sit there, oh my God, there's so many better niche watches. Like, bro, get fucked. They're goated.
Goated. All right. Straight away. Number one.
Play on.
Goat.
What do you think?
I agree. I 100% agree.
Do you guys think it's goated?
Ask them.
Yeah. Mig's not a watch guy. I 100% think it's
We have
goated.
to get you a watch. We'll coin flip for it.
Looking at him, he's Filipino. What stereotypes? What do they usually wear?
Filipino.
What should I have on my wrist?
Bali Rolex probably. No,
Good deal.
Filipino, dude. I actually have a lot of Filipino clients as well, dude. Like the rich, but I feel like the discrepancy between poor and rich in Philippines is so high.
Yeah, it is.
Like there's a lot of guys they're just trying to enter the game, and maybe it's like Tiso Seiko. But then I got some big Filipino businessmen that just spent like Patek. They don't fuck around. It's like Patek and AP.
Yeah.
So maybe you should go with Patek.
Yeah.
Sure. Start there.
Start
with
there.
your first watch.
Yeah.
I think if you just blow them out of the park like that and you start there, you assert your dominance as a Filipino.
Well, there we go. I need my name in the Filipino community. So.
Yeah.
All right. Next one, we had Casio or G-Shock.
Yeah.
We'll go G-Shock. We'll say G-Shocks maybe.
Well, I mean, I really want to talk about the Casio, the little silver one that everyone wears.
Oh, let's
right?
talk Casio first then.
Yeah, the Casio. I mean, you're probably a barista. You're at uni. You're broke. You could be in Surrey Hills. You could be in, any of those Fitzroy.
That's ball knowledge.
Yeah. I, honestly, man, you're a little bit old.
Yeah.
You like to drink like Stone and Wood.
Craft beer.
Barista. You probably have home plans as well. You probably have a lot of home plans. That sort of stuff set up. Yeah. You're wearing the Casio for sure. For sure.
I think other people wear Casio. You know that YouTuber Nico Leonard?
Yeah, he loves it.
He loves it. God tier watches, right?
God tier watch.
So you watch too much of him and you're
I mean, he's a G-Shock fan. I'm a
is.
massive, dude, I have like 30 G-Shocks.
Mate, G-Shock, only the people who wear it in Sydney are like Punjabis. That's it. I'm not even kidding.
But like, are we talking like the square-shaped G-Shock or the fat G-Shock?
The big one, the fat one.
Dude, no racism right here, man, but I believe that to be true.
It's not racist if it's true.
Exactly.
As you said, Carl.
Yeah, it's not racist if it's true. I'm not going to use the word Punjabi because I don't think that's right. But however, I may or may not have seen Indian men in particular wearing fat Hublots. Like, no, not Hublots, sorry, fat G-Shocks. Really fat, thick G-Shocks.
Why is that?
I don't know. I was in India recently and, mate, G-Shock's out the wazoo. So you're either Indian or, I don't know, you're Cal apparently because he owns 40. So.
Yeah, I own a lot. But man, but I don't own those ones. There's a difference, right? You can't put me in that category, man.
How dare you?
Yeah, I go for the square 5600D, the classic square looking one. These guys are going like these weird. They're either going like the diesel fossil like massive G-Shocks, like huge, like overhang your wrist, and it's like they wear it loose. You notice, like they let it rattle around on their wrist. Like,
it looks like the Omnitrix from Ben 10.
yeah, literally. But they're God tier.
God tier?
God tier?
Yeah, so Punjabs, boys, we're God tier.
God tier. Bang.
All right.
Chuck and goat.
All right, next up was Tiso. What kind of blokes or women wear Tiso?
You're probably in uni. And you're probably a brokey, and you're probably like
brokey.
That's why I wear it. That's why I wear them, because I'm a massive brokey. Nah, like, honestly, Tiso, respect to them, but like, man, like you're probably waiting for their 50% off sale at Angus and Coote, man.
Yeah.
You're that dude. You're literally waiting. You're like, I've seen it at David Jones. I've seen it at Angus and Coote. I've seen it at Solera's. When are they like, how much can I get on a discount? I've got $500 budget. Can I get it for $350 brand new? That's the Tissot wearer for sure, man. But they have they anchored off one good model, the PRX. Right? And I will say that watch alone is goated.
Okay.
I own one. I've gifted out like 3 or 4. It's my best selling Tissot. That is fucking crazy, that watch. I'll be honest, that is one of the best. But overall, across the board, man, when I'm thinking Tissot, I'm like 60% off.
It's like,
Can I get a 70% off? And then it's like,
you're waiting for Black Friday.
I'm waiting for Black Friday. Yeah.
Cyber Monday. I actually don't know that many people who wear Tissots. I feel like you're right. It's like an entry level watch. If you're getting into, your watches for the first time and you don't want to buy like a Fossil, for instance, you go one level above, that's Tissots.
They're not shit, but they're not good.
The only Tissots I've seen around and it's popular is the PRX. And I will say they look pretty cool.
The PRX is, I always say to my mates, I always joke, you wear a PRX, it looks like an AP from afar, but it's far from good. That's a definite. But the PRX is the best watch.
They're clean.
They're clean.
You should get a PRX.
He's called you a brokey.
No. That one's not brokey level. You're going to spend more.
Okay.
But Tissot in general, where in the tier list would you put it? Is it serviceable or last resort?
Or is it trash?
Is it trash?
It's not trash, but the thing is, I gift this watch out. I can't put it as last resort.
Exactly.
No, forget the PRX. That's Tissot as a whole.
Outside of the PRX, I think they're not trash, but they're maybe the one above. What's the one above?
Last resort.
They're sort of my last resort. Yeah.
So if you've gotten a Tissot from Cal, this is what he thinks of you.
No, if it was a PRX, I did like it.
Yeah.
But if it's not a PRX,
He fucking hates you.
It was a last resort.
All right, next up we said Omega.
Omega, the Speedmaster, you're a collected man. You're like one of these guys, you wear the Speedmaster, you probably want to tell me that it was the first watch on the moon. You're probably going to be like, Cal, you know why I bought this? You know why I bought this one, Cal? It was believe it or not, Cal, I don't know if you've heard this before, but it was the first watch on the moon. And I'll be like, wow, man, that was the first watch on the moon.
Amazing.
And I don't know how many people have told me that story, but again, across the board, this one, you will get a lot of guys in finance, and usually their excuse is, I just don't want to be too flashy, man. That's why I went to Omega. I didn't want to buy the Rolex because it was just too much. Like that sort of thing.
Understated. What's an understated watch? Yeah.
But maybe they're deep down, I think they do want that Rolex. Deep down they want it. But the Speedmaster across the board, that is the most iconic model. No joke.
Yeah.
What about the Swatch Speedmaster range?
Man, shoe flippers were flipping that stuff.
Really?
If you wanted to make a quick buck, you could flip Omega Swatch.
That's
Dude, I honestly think I did a video on this on the other day that it's like their most ever sold Swatch or something like that. The Omega Swatch. It literally was flying out the doors, and I was flipping him as well.
Yeah.
I was getting him and selling them on for more.
So what was the retail on those ones?
I think they were retailing at $380 when they first dropped.
Them for?
Well, when they first dropped, people were selling them for $1,350, $1,500.
Dude, that's good money.
So for context, Migs, right? Speedmasters, how much is a Speedmaster? Like
Speedmaster retail, for a second-hand market Speedmaster, you probably look at 8 to 10, right?
Yeah. Right? Swatch, Swatch.
of course.
Yeah, so Swatch, like the kids brand. Or
Yeah,
like
I had one at one point in time in my life.
course,
Yeah,
yeah.
play on.
chucked, like did a collab with Omega.
Yeah.
Speedmaster, right? You put the face of the Speedmaster on like the straps of the Swatch.
The plastic.
It was like
Swatch.
ceramic. Yeah.
They call it bioceramic.
There you go,
Which means
bioceramic.
plastic.
And they sell for $350. Apparently, reselling for $1,200. Crazy.
So I thought about lining up at Chadstone that night, the night that the Swatch dropped. And I called my mate, hey, you in line? Yeah, I'm about 100th in line and I'm outside Chadstone. Like I'm outside the store.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, bro, I'm not sleeping overnight. People literally slept overnight outside Chadstone to get that watch and they were flipping them.
Dude.
And to this day, if you told me I needed to sell an Omega Swatch, I could sell it. Like I could sell volume. If you gave me 10 at like $350 right now, even if they were used, I'd sell them all.
That popular. Fair
They're
enough.
that popular. Omega Swatch. Omega's, then you got all your other brands, Seamasters, Speedmasters. But I'll be honest, for the most part, the guys that I've met that have worn Speedmasters are good blokes.
Yeah.
Just all round good blokes. They will tell you about the moon landing or something about the moon landing. Yeah.
What about the Snoopy one?
The Snoopy?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I sold that to a lot of Asians. I'll be honest.
Snoopy?
Yeah, I don't know why the Snoopy. Yeah. That one's like a little bit more niche. People do know. It's a if you know, you know. But I think that, you know how Asians are really into like cartoons and anime and that sort of stuff?
Are they really? I've never heard this.
Yeah, you know how they're
Anime? No way.
Yeah, potentially I could be lying.
Yeah.
But if you guys agree, let me know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to think about this one actually.
Yeah, anime and that sort of stuff. Yeah, that Asians, believe it or not, I think they're into that. So there's a Snoopy on this watch.
Yeah.
So it's obviously after the Snoopy the dog. On the back, Snoopy's on a rocket. He flies around. And you know me, like 4 Asians I've had come in. Right there, like, I love that Snoopy. I love this Snoopy. It's just like, and like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't even do a fucking Asian accent. How crazy is that? I tried to do it. I'm like, that's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. And they just buy it.
I think,
They buy it. Yeah.
I think Omega for me, right, is either you've watched too many James Bond films, so you're just like,
Oh, dude, I haven't even got into the James Bond stuff, man.
yeah, these guys love it because James Bond used to wear Omegas. People just froth that.
Yeah.
Or you're like, it's like your first luxury watch.
Yeah.
You can't really afford a Rolex.
Really?
So you're like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get into the market. My first watch, Omega Seamaster. That's it.
I think James Bond started it for a lot of people. There was the iconic Seamaster that he wore.
That's the one.
And that started collecting for a lot of people across the board. And then year after year, they just kept releasing Omegas that James Bond was wearing. And who wouldn't want to be James Bond?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so across the board, yeah, man, he dominated. And like my favorite model from Omega is the Skyfall in 2017. That model in particular, the Aquaterra, they did a specific model for Skyfall, that movie. But yeah, that keeps people entertained for sure in that field.
So where are we putting Omega?
Yeah.
I don't think they're goated, I'll be honest, but they're very good.
They're good. They're definitely good watches.
Extremely good. Yeah.
All
Like
right.
the only reason I'm not putting goated, otherwise we end up with fucking 10 brands.
Business decision.
All right. Next up, we have Patek Philippe.
You're a straight baller. Now, there's 2 types of Patek Philippe wearers. There's the guy that owns the nail salon, doesn't really speak much English, and he wears board shorts and a singlet and Crocs, but he wears like a rose gold Nautilus, which is like $200,000, right?
Right.
Yeah, and he probably drives a Toyota.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want you to know that he's rich.
Yeah.
There's so many of those entrepreneurs. Then there's the other Patek wearers, right? The guys that they go to these watch events. Yes, you know what I'm wearing? The 5712A. Callum, you know, it was such a pinnacle in my life to own this watch. You know, I hunted and searched for it so long. Look at the Gerald Genta case. Look at the design.
Gerald Genta.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, chill with that, man. Like, but like, to be honest, you will not get, depending on what model, Aquanaut, you won't get one, like an Aquanaut, that sort of money, you won't get a newer one for under 80, 90,000. So that's where you start. And then you will end with your 5711s, your 5712s in rose gold, steel, doesn't matter. You can push 200s easily. So you're probably, I have sold a lot of these to like entrepreneurs, like these sort of, and you wouldn't believe it. I know you're in tech and I know you're in marketing. There's some big marketing agency owners and tech dudes, like they've started their tech startup and it's done really well. And they just don't fuck around, these guys. No, they just don't like to play games. Not like finance and real estate guys. They're like,
They're not pinching pennies.
Yeah. This is how you know you have money, right? When you walk into your cow, I want the 5712, 175K. That's what I can get. Yeah, done.
That's it.
No negotiation.
No coin flipping.
When can you get the watch? That's a tech heavy right there.
Yeah.
Or a marketing agent. They're just, I don't know what sort of Google ads they're doing, man. I wouldn't know.
I am, bro.
I wouldn't know what Google ads they're pumping out there.
Yeah.
Maybe they've got the Pornhub one. I don't know what they've got, but they're fucking smashing it, man. They're killing it, and they're wearing Patek for sure.
Yeah.
But then obviously your rich Chinese investors as well. I get a lot of rich Chinese investors that my business partners have to deal with because they can't speak English. So there's them as well.
There's also like, I feel like the Pateks these days, a lot of influencers are getting into these ones. Like if you're a big dog and you're famous on Instagram, you're dropping
I feel like
200 G's on a
Mark
Nautilus.
Wahlberg wears a lot of them, but Mark Wahlberg's like he wears every fucking watch.
He's got a massive collection.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Wahlberg, Travis Scott, Ed Sheeran, like LeBron James.
Yeah.
What a group of people. What a group of people.
Ed Sheeran. Poor Eddie.
Ed Sheeran's got like a one-of-one watch.
Does it?
Yeah.
It's like a casting couch. Ed Sheeran on the casting couch, Patek Philippe version. But like Patek, honestly, the name holds weight in the industry for sure. Like if you're wearing a Patek, you're not fucking around. People take you pretty seriously.
All right. Well, where do we put on the tier list?
On the tier list, I mean,
it's got to go. Yeah. It's got to go. It's go. Like, I mean, like if you're owning one of those,
yeah,
you're on the money, man. You've done well.
All right. Next up, AP.
You're definitely Asian. You're 100% Asian, I reckon.
Really?
Yeah. I reckon if you're wearing a Royal Oak Chrono in particular, you're Asian. 100%. You I don't know what you do with yourself, but you're Asian. But then, on the other hand, if you're just wearing the normal Royal Oak, the reason why I say that is because I've sold so many of these Royal Oaks to just
some people just know the brand is Royal Oak. They wouldn't even know it's AP. You know what I mean?
That's a specific model. But I've sold to these guys, and they're just like, I had young dudes buy them off me as well, like young international students. I don't know what it is about the Royal Oak and how they get the money to buy these international students coming in, but they're buying Royal Oaks. It's crazy. But you also will get your white investment banker as well.
Yeah.
Your finance heavies, these sort of guys that just have it, real estate agents. I've sold to a few real estate agents, some pretty well-known ones that they.
I don't know a single real estate agent.
Who's a well-known? It's like
like ex-AFL that have gone into real estate there's a few in Melbourne that have like decent following on. I mean, you're right. Who the fuck follows a real estate agent? You're right. No one's following those guys. But dude, I'll be honest. AP, it's a flex, right? You're wearing an AP. Maybe you think you're Travis Scott. I don't know who you think.
No, but those rappers, they just ice them out.
They ice them out. Maybe you think you're a hard cunt with the fucking AP iced out. I don't know, but like, I'll be honest, man. Like when you put those diamonds on the AP, the value literally just does this. Like aftermarket diamonds. So you're looking for another rapper. How many Melbourne rappers are there? Man?
Cursor.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, I don't know. Imagine 360 rocking an iced out AP. It just wouldn't look right, would it?
No.
It just wouldn't. But yeah, you're probably a rapper, or you think you're a rapper if you're wearing an AP, man.
Yeah.
Like, or you think maybe you're a wannabe rapper. But those guys definitely they're out there. Travis Scott, all those Jay-Z, they all deck those out.
I've got a third person who wears AP. Back in the day, I used to work retail at Vodafone, and one of my sales associates in the team bought an AP.
What? With what money?
Oh, dude, I didn't ask that many questions.
So bro was selling Samsungs, Nokias, and $30 mobile deals.
And this is back in 2016 or 17. So he paid
churning the deals.
He paid 30 or 40K for the AP, and he came in. It was a rose gold one, and I tried it on. So I tried on an AP a couple of years ago. And I'm like, brother, he told me how much it was. I just gave it back to him. Like, I don't want to touch this, man. I'm scared of breaking it.
Honestly,
what the
fair.
fuck?
Yeah.
Bro, that dude's doing some dodgy shit for sure, man.
I must be in the pharmaceutical industry as well, brother.
You know what? The pharmaceutical industry is pumping, man.
It pays well.
It always pumps, brother.
All right.
So, yeah. Where are you putting AP?
AP, I'll be honest. So on top of all that, AP, their movements do shit the bed. I'll be honest.
After how long?
Yeah, like they usually have date wheel issues. They have a few things. So if you're not flexing your AP, like your Royal Oak, outside of that, the rest of their models are pretty garbage. They do the 1159 code. They do a few other models that I just look at. I'm like, mate, that's garbage. So I'm going to put them at, I'm not even going to put them as good. I'm not a huge fan. I'm going to put them below that.
All right. Serviceable.
It's serviceable.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a hot take. All right. Next up, we have the Apple Watch.
Here we go.
Second watch on his wrist.
So, I mean, man, you definitely
telling you time to stand up. Apparently,
yeah, you're definitely taking calls like this if you're in finance. You're in finance and you're taking calls like this.
Yeah, you got business to handle.
You're that guy, and you're probably trying to show your Rolex like this on your You're actually speaking into your watch just to make it known that you're about business, but you're also showing your Rollie on the other wrist for sure. Apple Watch, I feel like we're just all NPCs. We're a bunch of NPCs wearing the Apple Watch, but I don't know why. I just need to get my steps in, man.
Yeah, see, like if you wear an Apple Watch, right, you're the type of guy, you care about more, you don't care about the time, really. You just care about your health. You care about closing the rings.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's a good question. Are you checking you're watching your Apple Watch or the Rollie?
My Apple Watch. If you're double wristing the Apple Watch, a digital watch, and your Rollie, what do you want to look at? It's 11 something. Oh, it's 11:52.
You need the numbers. You need the digital numbers.
The digital numbers. It's just way quicker off the bat. So you're probably a bit like that. But Apple Watch wearers, I mean, look, there's a lot of weird ones. Definitely, there's some weird guys out there wearing Apple Watches, man.
Some sus blokes.
No, but you're into fitness, but you're not so into running that because if you're into running, you'd buy a Garmin.
If you're into running, you're wearing Garmin, surely.
Yeah. So you're into
into golf, you're wearing Garmin. You're just you're halfway there.
Yeah,
You're not
You're half in, half out.
You're quite there. You jumped on the hype train.
Yeah.
You're a bit behind the 8 ball and everything, man. You're not quite there. That's why I'm.
Yeah, you're reading books. You're reading Atomic Habits. Your icky guys. You know, those are the favorite books.
Yeah.
You know
You're
what I'm
giving
saying?
me the ick bad.
Yeah.
You're giving me the ick real bad, and I'm not gay.
But in saying that,
For the record.
Apple Watches are good, man. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Look, I do look at all my notifications on the Apple Watch.
Yeah.
Like if it's just quickly, I need to peek something.
Yeah.
Quickly
Bang.
check
It's not
it.
rude,
I will
you know?
Look at, it doesn't look as bad. And I'm constantly checking my steps, making sure I get my steps in.
That's it.
What's your step goal?
Yeah, what's your step goal? Let's talk about your steps now.
Man, I'm trying to hit 10,000 steps
A day?
A day.
You hitting
Trying
it?
to hit yeah, I've been hitting it.
Does Apple Watch help?
Of course, man. The only other one that I'd say competes with this is Whoop, but fuck paying a subscription for your watch, man.
Yeah, who would pay a subscription for a watch?
I got gifted the Whoop, all right? I got gifted it.
Gifted the Whoop, literally. He literally got whooped, bro.
Is that the whoop since birth, bro?
Where are we putting Apple Watch on the list, boys?
Actually, wait, do you actually take calls from the watch? Surely not.
Fuck no, man. You can't. If you're that guy, man, if you're that guy watching it that takes the call like this, I hate you.
Have you seen anyone do that?
No, but you look like a Secret Service agent or some shit.
I've seen
talking to
people
you.
do it, man.
No, surely not.
I've seen people do
I've
it.
seen
It's
people do it as well.
disgusting.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
It's disgusting. But again, if you're working and you're like, you don't want to make it like you're trying to like hide that you're taking a call, maybe. You're still holding.
How do you hide taking a call? I think it's quite obvious you're taking a call.
It's true. Yeah, you're right.
Have you ever sent a text on the Apple
is
Watch?
like, I think it's the most sold watch in the world.
Yeah,
like one
probably.
of the
Has to
most
be.
sold watches in the world. But it's for NPCs, so it needs to be. It's below serviceable.
All right.
Last resort or
It's a
trash?
last resort,
All right.
and I'm at that point.
Damn.
All right. Next up, we have Cartier.
Man, the Santos. I've said this before. If you're wearing the Cartier Santos, you look like a private schoolboy that's about to go and party down at Sorrento Hotel. You've probably got a boat, or you've got a nice car. You've got a Merc or something. You're driving your parents' car.
Yeah.
It's a Merc or something like
It's
that.
daddy's money.
It's old money.
Yeah, and that's where you get the Santos. Or you're in finance. I got a lot of finance bros that are just like, hey, I want a Santos, man. I want to be able to slip it under the cuff, this sort of thing. But the Santos actually trades poorly in a lot of countries, a lot of Asian countries. You'll see it's more white. It's the Australia, the USA, these sort of places where the Santos does its work. Not many people in like they can't give them away in China.
Yeah. Really.
No one
There's
wants
So I could go to China and pick up a cheap one as well.
You could probably pick a cheap one up.
Yeah.
They don't want them. They don't wear them. But it's like the pinnacle of private schoolboy or athlete. Maybe you're an athlete, you're wearing this watch. Yeah.
I think, you're either a woman as well. Like
they
Cartiers, women love Cartiers, especially. And to be fair, if you're wearing a Cartier, you probably only know two brands. You know, the Santos or the Tank. That's it.
Yeah.
Job done. Those two are the only
I mean, in
ones.
terms of ladies' watches, if I had to pick a watch, one to save money, so I didn't have to spend. Look, I don't have a missus, but hopefully my future missus isn't watching. I'm going to Cartier. You're going to save a lot of money, and if you're going to buy a brand, right, buy the best model from that brand. Don't get 10K and buy some garbage Rolex, something that's from the 1970s that you just because you could get a lady's watch for 10K, you go to Rolex. Go and spend that 10K and get her like a Panther, get her what Cartier are known for doing. Like that's what I'd be saying. And they've done that really well across the board. Cartier, their ladies' watches are crazy. Like, I think they're really, really good. Yeah. So if any of you guys have misses, look at Cartier.
Cartier.
Don't put that out there, please.
Yeah.
The wallet is stretched as it is, brother.
He's going to buy his missus a Cartier.
Cartier has to. Yeah.
We're going after this.
You have any in stock by any chance?
Yeah, I do.
I'm busy that day, brother.
Where do you put Cartier on the tier list then?
I mean, like they're anchored off their Santos, dude. It's a bit like AP, where I think for men, they do really well. Women, they do like a lot better, I think. But I would say that they're good.
Good.
They're good. Very good.
Good it is.
We don't have anything to trash. Is there any watches you would put in trash?
Let me ask you this, right? Where do we put a Daniel Wellington?
Trash.
All right. Yeah, you know what? Rattle off.
Fossil watch, diesel watch, trash. Maserati watch. Imagine driving a fucking $500,000 Maserati, but your watch is worth $50. Man. How does that work?
Doesn't add up to me, brother.
How does that work?
But if you're wearing Daniel Wellington or a Fossil, to be honest, you're stuck in like 2017. Do you know what I mean?
Man.
It's like, grow up. Daniel
Wellington, Fossil, these massive Fossil watches, dude. Like, I don't know. like Emporio Armani.
Movement, MVMT.
Yeah, like what are these, man? Like stop this nonsense. Maybe Hublot. Hublot goes in there. Bro, yeah.
Hublot's kind of expensive though, isn't it?
Hublot's expensive.
Yeah.
I'd still say it's garbage though. Like, and I'm not saying that. Everyone's like, oh, Carl, you just say it because Nico Leonard says Hublot's garbage. No, man. There's a reason why people think this brand's garbage.
Why is it?
Well, man, they're making these expensive watches and putting the most garbage. Like, I guess everyone, each their own, right? If you like the design, that's on you, right? They probably have one model where I'm like, I look at the design and I'm like, it's okay. The classic Fusion. And I'm like, hey, it's okay. Or like they do all their big, loud, like full yellow, full light blue, Tiffany blue, like full green, like that sort of stuff. I'm like, okay, that's pretty crazy. Like you're an Asian baller if you're wearing that. But the rest across the board, they're slapping these terrible movements in these weird designs. Like it looks like a Wish version of Richard Mille and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're calling it beautiful $20,000 watch. But the guys that buy Hublot literally don't care about their money.
Oh, really?
It's like, how do I buy the most expensive watch at retail that looks loud as fuck? And I know I'm going to lose money, but I don't care. This is the watch.
Yeah. That's the one for you.
That's the one for me, man. I got $1 million in the bank. I'm going to go spend 30 grand on this Hublot. I know it's going to be worth 15, but I want to know people that I want to show people that I don't care.
Actually, one final one, Richard Mille watches.
Richard Mille.
Those kind of people who buy that, what about them?
You're probably a DD if you're in Australia. You're probably a DD or you're just balling.
Yeah.
You got to be seriously balling. You're probably international. Like I see a lot of like rich Singaporeans, Malaysians come into Australia wearing Richard Mille. Usually it's international money, right? Because in Singapore, Malaysia, China, all these countries, Richard Mille is just flowing, right? They're just selling them on the daily. 501 million, Rafael Nadal, Richard Mille just selling. When they come here, they just wear their watch. Right?
Yeah.
The circulation of Richard Mille here, it's like you're probably a big baller, but a lot of these guys I'd say are international.
Yeah.
International buyers. And you're balling out. And you're probably, you're knowing it. You know you're balling out as well. Like you're not going to places where you're Richard Mille casually. Like, yeah.
You seen Richard Mille? Do you know which watch we're talking about?
Sure.
No, okay.
So Richard Mille are huge right now. So the way that
I've heard of.
Yeah. They got big because they started giving out watches. They were worth fuck all. They were like, people used to look at the design and laugh. It's like a plastic carbon watch, some of them.
It looks like
it looks like a toy. Some of them legitimately look like a toy. And they started putting on rappers like JC, these guys, Kanye, and they started like flexing them hard. And he was like, what the fuck? Like, that's baller. That's baller, man. And then like after years and years of that, people just associated Richard Mille with like extreme wealth. Right? And it just like looks so flamboyant, like extreme wealth. And Nadal wore it. You know, now a lot of the F1 drivers are in it.
They sponsor McLaren, the whole team.
Yeah. Piastri, Norris, they're all wearing Richard Mille. So like they're marketing. These dudes are marketing genius.
But their engineering is unbelievable though.
To be fair,
their movements are crazy.
If you want to service your Richard Mille, my mate serviced his Richard Mille for 25,000.
Wow.
The service alone cost him 25 grand.
Wow.
But the marketing is like the F1 drivers will finish their race. Like the other day, Piastri won his race. He got out of the car. First thing he does before he goes up to the interviews is puts on the Richard Mille.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. The first thing he did.
We tried our first ever Richard Mille. We went to Japan. We were looking for watches. That's where Sam got his Seamaster.
Yeah.
We went to the shop. We sat down. We're like, all right, what's that Richard Mille? It was like the South Africa one. Well, all right, give it here. Put it on. It's like the lightest watch ever.
Yeah. Felt like wearing nothing.
It literally felt like you're not wearing anything. It was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, their marketing's out crazy. Like, do I think in another life I could wear a Richard Mille? Probably. But like now it's tough. Like I'm not going around Greenacre wearing my Richard Mille. I'm not going around like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not even like, imagine me walking around with a Richard Mille, even in the city.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the watch world, people were going to see me like, what the fuck's Cal doing, man?
Yeah.
He's wearing like a $500,000 watch. That's crazy.
Yeah. Like the South Africa one we tried, I think it was 400K or 500K.
Yeah. Secondhand.
Yeah. Like Dubai, they move them every day.
Yeah.
It's like penny change for these guys, man.
All right, where are we putting Richard Mille and Hublot?
Hublot's in trash. Yeah. Richard Mille, I'm not, if we're going off hype,
no, sack the hype off. Honest thoughts.
It's the middle tier.
Serviceable.
Serviceable. Like, but is it serviceable to the normal person? No. It's not even close.
Yeah,
I love it.
Fair enough. Well, that was a interesting tier list, I got to say. Do you agree with a lot of those? So in GOAT, we had Rolex, the G-Shock and Patek. In Good, you said Omega and Cartier. In Serviceable, we had AP and Richard Mille. In Last Resort, we said Tissot and Apple Watch. And then in Trash, we had Daniel Wellington, Fossil, Maserati, Diesel, Armani, Hublot.
Man, if people start messaging me, how did like Armani make it to Trash? And how did that Maserati, mate? I'm gonna block you straight away. I refuse to speak to you, man.
Any changes you want to make to that, or you're pretty happy with that?
We got all or nothing here.
Beautiful.
Even if there's a mistake in there, we live by it.
You live by it. Beautiful.
Exactly.
Alrighty, that brings us to the end of this week's episode. I got to say, I had a lot of fun. Cal, thanks for coming on, as usual. Look down the camera and plug whatever you want to plug.
Mate, I'd just like to say, firstly, and I can confirm with my whole heart that I'm not gay.
Yep.
In case you're wondering.
In case anyone was wondering, I just want to make that clear.
Yep.
If you are looking to buy or sell your watch and you do want to do some content, my Instagram is CalBest. My business is Emineer, but I don't know. I don't update the website. So message me on Instagram at CalBest. But thanks for having me, boys. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Thanks, Cal. Mate, check Cal out. His content's very, very funny.
Good.
If you want to see blokes haggling, doing coin flips over watches, he's the place to be.
You want to see an Asian to Asian deal? You ever heard of that? Asian to Lebo deal, Asian to Australian deal, any deal between any.
If you love Asian,
I'm very inclusive.
Yeah.
If you love Asian, yes.
If you like Asian on Asian, close your Pornhub and then go to Cal's Instagram. It's much better content.
I love a bit of Asian on Asian. Yeah.
All right.
There you go. You heard it here. Asian on Asian.